gamers? It's Gio here, and I know I'm a little late with this video, but the reason for that being is I want to wait to see the stats for the beta, and I also want to see what some of the stuff they were going to fix before complaining about it in my cons. So I was just waiting on that. But before we hop into that, let's go over some of the stats. 13.2 million total players. That's more than double the strength of the British and Ottoman empires deployed in the Middle East during World War I. And this also makes it the biggest EA beta in EA's history. So yeah, there's a lot of hype surrounding this game. And the most used class was Assault at 30, Scout at 28%, Support at 21%, and Medic at 10%. Now that's something wrong when the medic is at 10%. Now that has to get turned around, because like I said, you couldn't even see the indicators when you tried to heal someone. But we'll talk about that in the cons. I'm pretty sure that was a bug, and they'll fix that anyway, so I don't even want to really bring that up. 28.9 million melee kills. That's pretty cool. And the most destructive elite class was the tank hunter, so that was the big ass armor rifle. That was pretty dope. And there were 13 million kills scored by the armor train, 23.8 million roll kills, and this one was the real big shocker for me. 62.2 million kills on the horse. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now that's the one that really just took the cake for me. But this game, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I must say I was wrong about this game, because I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. I said, you know, this game's gonna be whack. It's in World War I, and I thought it was gonna be really just straight up trench warfare and boring weapons, but they turned that around and made it fun. So I humbly fall on my sword. I was wrong about it. Dice, I was losing faith in you, but you definitely restored my faith back into you guys with this one. Okay, so on with the pros and cons. I think I'm gonna go on ahead and get the cons out of the way, then we'll hop into the pros. So the first thing I didn't like was the way Rush was designed around this map. A lot of people didn't like Sinai Desert. It's either they didn't like it or they loved it. It was no in between. I myself, I love the map. I like the dynamics of it, but I'll talk about that in the pros. But for Rush, it was... See, I don't want to say it was terribly designed, because I think it may have been the vehicles that kind of ruined it for me, because there was just way too many tanks in that map for me. Way too many. On defense, the ridge, the snipers had such a beat on you. I mean, at one point, I just had to sit back and start picking them off and make them fear me, so they would have to come and fight my people, because that's what I was doing to take them out. Just kept popping them to keep them off that ridge, because they were just pounding us and we couldn't even go on the attack. So that was ridiculous. And my next con is, I don't even know why I should bring this up, because they said have fun, it's going to be nerfed in a full game, and that is the light tank. That is getting a nerf. They said that it was way too powerful. It was more powerful than the land tank, and it shouldn't have been like that. The land tank, I felt like it was a well-balanced tank, and it wasn't too OP, because I don't understand how people expect to take out tanks like this. But I will say, when I'm using my sniper rifle with the armor bullets, it's bullshit that it does this to tanks. Absolutely nothing. You get wrecked. So I would like that to be nerfed with the armored piercings, because we need more stuff to take out those tanks. We just do not have enough stuff. I know there's some more gadgets and stuff like that, but people always say, oh, the tanks are OP, but that's what tanks are. They're overpowered. Just like on Battlefront when the AT-AT was OP, I mean, that's just what it was. We just need better things at our disposal. So it's hard to kind of judge if they have the right stuff, because we didn't have enough accessories. We had that rocket gun, but you had to lay on the ground, pop about 4 or 5 shots without getting killed by a tank, which was damn near impossible. I could probably get 2 shots off at the most, or you would have to try to run up on a tank with the detonators, and then you're getting your ass blown up to pieces before you can even run to it. So unless you were in a sandstorm and out of visibility, or you have to really sneak up on it, it was a real tough task. And I know it's like, oh, it's World War I, so the weapons were like that. They were kind of barbaric, not like today. And I understand that, but this is like an alternative universe. So they could have switched up a little bit with the rocket gun where you didn't have to, you know, be prone to use it. So that's one thing I definitely did not like. Hopefully that gets fixed during the full game. Next on the list, I would actually like some more maybe horses or motorcycles where we could, especially on this map in particular, that we need to get across the map, because there's a whole lot of map, and I caught myself just running like I'm damn Forrest Gump all throughout this map. So I don't know what they could add in for us to, you know, get transported across the map, but we definitely needed something for that. I already brought up the medics need to be alerted better, which, like I said, I think that was just a bug in the beta, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be easier for us to find people and heal them, that's for sure. And actually, the thing I was actually worried about this game in the first place, it actually wasn't enough of, and that is the trenches. Now, I was definitely wishing there was some more trenches throughout this map to help us duck some of that sniper fire. So that was one of the things I was kind of sad about, but in one of my pros, I'll talk about that later, so it wasn't that too much big of a deal. And I'm pretty sure some of the other maps in the game will be like that, so I'm not gonna complain and cry over that one too much. The self-repair on the tanks, that's one of the things that make it. Now that is OP on the tank. There should not be any damn self-repair. Get out the tank and fix it, or you got to pull out somewhere and get in a safe spot to fix your tank. There should never be any self-repair in any vehicle. Well, the airplane is okay because you can't really land and take off on that map. I already tried to land and it blew up. So the plane's okay because it takes a long ass time. The tanks, it's like you don't have to get out, take no type of chances. So definitely that needs to go out, or it needs to be extremely long where you can get a wreck. Just that's the end of the rant on that one. On that map, I also would have liked some type of blimp spawn if we didn't get any small vehicles. Maybe like not the big airship that acts as the behemoth on the other map, but something that kind of just, you know, floats over the map and let it be like a little spawn point. Maybe have like the guns on I don't know what the name of the gunner airplane was, whatever the heck that was, something like that flying over, and it could probably take a couple of hits and then go down. Something like that I would have liked, jumping in and parachuting in, because once too many people parachuting in, they'll get in my plane and use that as a spawn point, but then I wouldn't have an effective plane because people just use me for a spawn point. So I didn't like that myself. Next is the horses were too damn quiet when they pulled up on you. That's why there were so many kills. I mean, you were like fucking Zorro. You could just pull up, silent, and then the hitbox was huge. It's like you just swing and you just automatically get hit. Like it took almost like no skill to kill people. Now I'm cool with running people with the horse, getting a road kill because it's kind of a narrow vehicle, but swinging that sword, I mean, the hitbox was huge. That needs to be fixed, or there's gonna be a hell of a lot more horse kills when the full game comes out. And last thing on my list is one of my favorite things, but they made it too damn easy. I know plenty of people who don't snipe, and they said they were going ham sniping. So sniping needs to be nerfed a little bit. It needs to take more skill. The snipers barely have any type of drop. It's like a laser shooting across the damn canyons. That's why there were so many people getting pissed off at the snipers. There was barely any drop. You gotta have some drop when you're sniping. Now it did feel good. You know, I'll talk about that in the pros, but it was like some of the guns were too easy. Like one of them didn't even have any scope, and he would pull it back so quick, and he would just aim, and he was just taking people out left and right from a far distance with an iron sight. That's too OP. Like you got to turn that down. There needs to be some drop, and these are weapons from World War I, and some of these guns are more powerful than the damn sniper rifles that were on Battlefield 3 and 4. Like, come on. So hopefully that gets changed. Now let's Talking about change, let's change our gears to the pros. Now, right off the rip, the thing that grabbed me, even if you hate this or love this game when you played the beta, one thing everybody could admit to, that the graphics were amazing in this game. This is one of the best looking first-person shooters I have ever seen. I mean, I probably said it about, 10, 15 times. My friends, I know they were probably getting sick of me. I was like, wow, this game is just so amazing. Look how clean and crispy. I mean, I'm not even a graphics guy, but the way it just popped out and so colorful, I love it. So I'm not gonna go on about that because I know you guys pretty much get that. Now this one, you guys may agree with me, some of you guys may not, but on this map in particular, I had loved the design because you would have to pick your battle of what strengths that you were strong at what you want to do. So if I want to snipe, I know between was it D? I think D was where the train station was at, and kind of by F, and was that B? Now in that little triangle in that open desert, and E, anywhere between there, I know it was Sniperville. So I knew if I didn't have a sniper rifle, I wasn't gonna go out there like that because that's open game for the snipers. Okay, now going towards the middle of the time, I believe, which was C. Now that's the close combat type stuff. Okay, that's where you get the SMGs, or you could have got your light machine gun, and you could have had a lot of fun in there. The shotguns, all in that little area. Even though sometimes some of the snipers were on the rooftops in that area, you would sit inside that C area to get the best tight fight to stay away from those sniper battles. Now, back where those snipers are, like I said, that was all snipers and vehicle type gameplay in that area. That's where you would get ate up by the bombers or the other planes and tanks. It's open field for them. The trucks, the horses, that's where they get a lot of their kills at in that area. So if I want to snipe, that's where I'm at. If I want close combat, I'd go towards the C area, or even around the F area in those canyons. That's a more, suitable fight for you if that's your type of gameplay style.
We have lost objective.
Now, E, what I liked about E, it was out there. Okay, if I wasn't with my buddies, okay, and people weren't working as teams or whatever, I could make my own gameplay at E. I could hold that off, Alamo style. I'll get the big power weapon and just hold off vehicles. People running up because that power weapon was like a one-hit kill. So I'm taking out, groups, boom, boom, or I'm just the lone sniper holding E, doing my due diligence. If I'm by myself in a squad or I can't find no one to team up and work with, I would sit there and hold, that off. So the map, to me, I had a ball. It was very vehicle and sniper centric, and I'm pretty sure there's not going to be that many maps like that. But me and myself, I love the desert atmosphere. I love the colors. I just like that map. That was right up my alley. So that's all for me I have to say about the map. Next is one of the least things I expected to like in this game was the vehicles. Oh my gosh, I had a blast. I thought the Behemoth train was gonna be like some type of gimmick. I actually had fun on that thing. Me and my group, we called it the rape train. We're like, woo woo, the rape train coming through, and we would just wreck face. And what I really liked about the Behemoth is towards the last few days of the beta, they turned the stupid timer off on Conquest, which I'm glad they took it off because that was actually one of my cons. I'm glad I waited to make this video because on those last few days, like I said, they turned it off, and that made a difference because the matches you could make, there was a couple of comebacks we had because of that train. It completely changed. Once they took that timer off, it actually made a difference in game now. So you would take over, what was it, A, C, D, and G. And you could just run back and forth and take those back, and would really change the dynamic of the match. Or even, like I said, if you were on the bad side of it, you would have to focus on B, C, and F, or E. Those were the maps you had to focus on while that train's up, because it'd be too hectic trying to catch those other ones while that train would be coming back messing with you. So that's how I would try to hold off the train, me and my team. And some of the other vehicles I had fun with, the bomber. Yeah, I think that's what the name of the plane was, just called the bomber. That bomber is one of the funnest planes or gunships that whatever I played in any battlefield. The gun on there was so fun, and I was just making it rain on suckers. Just making it rain. Now as for the bombing part, it's a little tough, but it's real satisfying. But I kept getting a lot of disables, and the tanks would just keep running because my team just wouldn't go finish them off. So that was kind of frustrating. But as far as the gunner in the front, I had a ball with. The back gun isn't too much fun. You know, you just shake off some planes coming at you. I think that needs to be turned up a little because some of those other attack planes were taking us out pretty quick when I was in the back trying to take them out. And it just felt like it was very underpowered. So that needs a buff if you ask me. The horse. Okay, even though it needs sound, you need to hear that thing come up. I had a ball on that horse, especially when the sandstorm came out. I'm like, just swiping and running people over. You just feel like a real badass. That's another vehicle I thought was gonna be dumb as hell. Was the horse? Well, technically it's not a vehicle, but okay, it is a vehicle in Battlefield world, so vehicle. So I had a lot of fun with that. The land tank. Or the land ship. I'm sorry. Me and my team got in that thing, and when you work together, oh my gosh, that thing could be just complete hell. I had a ball, and we went on I think I went on a 20+ killing streak. Killing spree. I can't even talk right. I'm reminiscing how much fun it was. It was just straight bananas, and that was a real fun tank. I'm cool with where the land ship is now. I didn't get a chance to use the light tank, and those are real cheese anyways, because those things, if you ask me, in the beta, those are more effective than the land ship, and I don't know, it definitely shouldn't be like that. But that's pretty much all the vehicles I used. I didn't really use too many of the attack planes. I used, what was the one with the 2 guns on it? I used that one. And it was an okay plane. I still I'd rather get in the bomber if you ask me. But I feel like that was fine. But it did have a gun on there that would take out my bomber. That was just way too OP. Like I wouldn't even know when it would hit me. I'm like, what the hell just happened? So yeah, the vehicle besides the light tank, which they already confirmed that thing's getting nerfed, I was pretty fine with. I was fine with pretty much all the vehicles except for the horses not making sound and the light tank. So I'm done with the vehicles now. These next two I'm gonna put together because they kind of go hand in hand. The destruction and the dynamic weather. Now on the destruction side, I mean, it's almost back to like when it was in Bad Company 2. I mean, it's totally tearing shit up. This was missing in Battlefield 4. You had the Levolution crap, but I didn't really like that. I like the actual destruction, taking down a whole building. Like, that's my type of thing. So that's awesome. Also, with the trenches, I could basically make my own trenches for my team. So when I dropped bombs, I did this in one match. There were holes in the desert, and the snipers were shooting at them. They could dig in a hole and fight in those holes. Like, that was so cool. Or even a tank, shooting the ground and just totally changed the playing field. That was so awesome to me. That was a hell of a good job of what they did with that. In the dynamic weather, some people didn't like it, but what I liked about it is that's another thing that could change the whole dynamic of a match. Like, people could probably go on runs with tanks and their airplane, their bombers or whatever. As soon as that sandstorm starts, you could plant bombs on vehicles. That's where I got a lot of my tank kills was during that sandstorm. Sometimes I would have to hop on my airplane. I was kind of pissed, but like I said, I was in more matches where that helped me more than it hurted me. So I definitely like that. And then when you have the horse going through that sandstorm, it's one of the coolest feelings in gaming. So I definitely had a ball with the weather, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with that in the other maps. Now this one's pretty short and sweet, and I'm glad they kind of added this. But playing the roles the right way gets you unlocks, and with that being in place, people are gonna actually play their role, and not just play it because they got their favorite weapons in it, because they gotta play it to unlock certain guns and equipment, so that encourages, you know, better team play. So I actually like that in place, even though it may piss me off down the road, because I was kind of getting pissed about unlocking some of the tank weapons to take stuff out, because it was so hard to take out some of those vehicles. But I'm definitely all for that. The next thing that I actually loved was the, I guess you could call them the power-ups or the hero classes. I had a ball. I picked up one of the, I forgot the name of the dude with the minigun or whatever type of gun it is. I picked that up and I went to shop with that thing. That was pretty fun. And I also used, well, this is more like, I would say the power weapon was the one that takes out all the armored vehicles, because we had power weapons before in the Battlefield franchise. So really it's the power up, you know, character suits that people may be complaining about, but I actually like it. It changes up the battle sometime, and people gotta focus to take those things out and work together. So I actually really love it. I haven't used the flamethrower unfortunately, but I know I got wrecked by him a couple of times. But the time I did use the armor weapon, and the one when I used it with the minigun, I forgot his name, but I know you guys know which one I'm talking about. I was wrecking shop with him. I was taking out a couple of guys in the middle of the town, just especially when you use them in the middle of the town. That's when they are most effective. You're not going to get much use out there in the open from them. You just got to be in a slow, compact area, tight. That's when you're going to get most of your kills. That's the best place to use them, on indoors. And the last thing I have, even though it's gonna sound dumb because I was just complaining about it, okay, sniping feels good, okay? The scopes and the sights, they're pretty nice. On a lot of guns, the scopes and sights are better than what I thought it was gonna be. The only thing, like I said, I want change on it, like I said earlier, is the bullet drop. Okay, because I like the way it felt when you put the gun back, and it felt legit. It just, because I caught myself aiming high because I'm so used to bullet drop. I was aiming a little higher than what I had to do, but instead this gun is shooting like a laser. So if that makes any sense to you guys, the sniping felt good. It just needs bullet drop, where a lot of these guys who usually don't snipe can get the hell off recon, because recon should never be the second most used class ever. Because, like I said, it should be skill when it comes to using that gun. People were just on rooftops sniping away in the middle of town, and if it was done the right way, you probably wouldn't see that as much. So, in conclusion, this Battlefield, I'm not gonna lie, I probably had the most fun in this Battlefield since, you know, 3, and I was having a blast. And I'm very excited to get this. I'm very disappointed in myself because I seen this on pre-order for 40 bucks. And I couldn't resist because I knew I was going to get it on day one. And I was like, ooh, I can get it at a discount for 20 bucks off. So I went against my thing of not buying, you know, pre-ordering games ahead of time. But I couldn't help myself because I really think DICE did their thing on here. I think they're going to have better maps on here. The only thing I don't like is they're going to have the DLC. And they just released DLC, free DLC for Battlefield 4, which was a shocker. They finally released all the maps, which, you know, kind of too little too late. But the good thing is they're giving us a free map in December for everybody. But after that, as soon as the paid DLC comes, you know, the game is going to split. I just wish they would just sell skins like they do in Rocket League and give everybody free maps. I'd much rather that happen. If we got to meet them halfway, sell certain skins for vehicles. You know, because people go crazy over skins, whatever the case is. You know, just let them buy that and give us free maps, and the game will last longer. I mean, obviously, look at Grand Theft Auto, still in the top 10 selling, and that game came out, what, 3-4 years ago? So if you put free content out, your game is going to keep selling like hotcakes. But, you know, EA just, they're not going to learn that. They're going to do stuff their way. But this video has gone on for way too long, and I'm way too excited for Battlefield 1, and I will see you guys streaming this game in October, or was it October 25th? I will be streaming, doing some gameplays of this, testing out classes, all that good stuff. But you guys have a blessed day, and one more thing, game life.